So good morning everyone. So this is Roberto Rumabig Admiral and I am your PE teacher for today. So this time I am going to tackle about the alternative delivery mode for the safety practices and sports injury. So this topic is intended for quarter 4 week 1 in physical education lessons. So our objectives for today, is identifies schools and community resources in case of injury or emergency. So management. According to the Louis and Hinke 2012, injury prevention in sports has a greater benefit for individuals. Engaging in sports and physical activities gives a better health to individuals and enhances sports performance while enhancing sustainability of active lifestyle in the populations and likewise reducing the cost of the health care system and employers. What are injuries? Why is my risk at getting injured higher now that I am more active? As cited in www.coursehero.com, individuals who engage in various types of physical activities like sport and exercise have higher risk of getting injured as compared to those who practice a sedentary lifestyle. However, the potential benefits of an active lifestyle outweigh the risk of suffering and injury. Most of the injuries are preventable, and awareness of the risk factors will help in reducing the risk. Furthermore, vigilance and safety measures can dramatically reduce the occurrence of the injuries. Moreover, injuries are damage the tissues or organs which occur when encounters the trauma or physical force that is greater than what it can resist or absorb. These tissues are able to withstand varying degree of stress and strain, but it will break down if it experiences an impact that is stronger than what it can tolerate. Factors influencing the ability of our tissues or organs to effectively resist or absorb forces include inherent abnormality, age, technique, fitness level, equipment, and environmental aspects. Tissues and organs react to the impact and directions of the force. Tensile forces are those that act away from the center of the structure, causing a pull or stretch. Comprehensive forces impact to the center, causing it to bend or fold. Shear forces are opposing forces towards the different end of the structure, causing it to twist. The mechanism of how the force was applied is just important as its impact. The bone is strong in resisting comprehensive strength, while muscles, tendons, units are strong at resisting tensile forces. An individual who engages in various types of strenuous activities will expose his or her body to those forces, which could result to an injury. Aside from the knowledge of the forces that cause injury, it is important to understand the ability of the structures to resist or absorb forces. Injuries in the sports and fitness commonly affect the musculoskeletal structures. The ligaments, the tendons, the muscles, and the bones have inherent strength that helps withstand strong forces. The strength properties of its musculoskeletal structures varying according to the density of the collagen and elastin fibers present. Its ability to withstand sudden or acute forces also depends on the tissues. Example, fat that softens the impact on the structures. In general, sports injuries can be classified into two: the acute and chronic overuse. Acute injuries have signs and symptoms. Example, pain, swelling that manifest immediately after the force applications. On the other hand, the signs and symptoms of chronic or overuse injuries occur after a long period of exposure to the force. Sprains, strains, fractures, dislocations, and wounds are examples of acute injuries. An excessive stretching force can cause the fibers of the ligaments, muscles, or tendons to break. An overstretched ligament is called a sprain. A sprain is also caused by the excessive stretching that causes tears in the muscles tendon unit. Fractures are the breaks in the continuity of the bone. It usually occurs as a result of high-impact forces that cause the bone to bend or twist. Dislocations are bones that are pushed out from their joints capsule. Okay, so common sports injuries. 1. Let's proceed. The strain. The strains are by far the most common of all sports-related injuries simply because we use too many muscles and tendons when we exercise or play. Second is sprain. Sprains are two ligaments that strains are two muscles. Ligaments are the tissues that connect bone to bone. Third one is fracture. Impact and contact sports often lead to fractures of the bones, mostly arms, legs, and feet, all of which can be painful, take weeks of immobilizations to heal, and may sometimes require surgery to correct. Next one is dislocation. Dislocation is an injury in which the ends of the bones are forced from their normal position. Next one is concussions. Concussions occurs when a sudden impact to the head causes the brain to lodge inside the skull, sometimes damaging the tissues holding in the place. So what are the most common chronic injuries? Hong 2017 defines exercising and sports are good for you, but these sometimes lead to injury. So these are the chronic stress, the common chronic injuries, the stress fracture. According to Dr. Hilal Alhamdulillah 2018, the stress fracture is fatigue-induced bone fractures caused by the repeated stress over time. Next one is tendinopathy or tendinitis. Tendinopathy, also known as tendinitis or tendonitis, is a type of tendon disorders that result in pain, swelling, and impaired functions. The type is typical worsening movement. The most common occurs around the commonly affects the shoulders, wrist, knee, shin, and heel. Next one is osteoarthritis. Osteoarthritis is the most common form of arthritis. This is chronic degenerative joint disease that affects mostly middle-aged and older adults. Next one is bursitis. Tyler Weller 2019 defines bursitis as an inflammation of the irritations of the bursa sac. You have these sacs all over your body. This is filled with fluids that has is rubbing and frictions between tissues like bones, muscles, tendons, and skin. Bursitis is common around major joints like your shoulder, elbows, hip, or knee. Health-related fitness. Exposure to abnormal or prolonged amounts of heat and humidity without relief or adequate fluid intake can cause various types of heart-related illness. The website introduces the three types of heat-related fitness. First is the heat cramps, are the mildest form of heat illness and consists of painful muscle cramps and spasms that occurs during or after intense exercise and sweating in the high heat. Heat exhaustion is more severe than heat cramps and results from the loss of water and salt in the body. It occurs in conditions of extreme heat and excessive sweating without adequate fluid and salt replacement. Third one is the heat stroke. The most severe form of heat illness occurs when the body heat regulating system is overwhelmed by excessive heat. It is a life-threatening emergency and requires immediate medical attention. So, if you have questions or clarifications, you may comment down below in the comment box, or you may browse in this link for more further information and updates. So once again, this is Roberto Dumapig Anero, and I am your PE teacher for today. So I hope you learned something from the topic that we we tackled or I presented to you. So that's all for today, and goodbye everyone.